Hello! In this video I've got for you these three boho little suitcases. They're so lovely and they're designed to stack and make a little display piece and keep all of your little bits and bobs inside. There are a few different options. I've got a closure here that you can put self-adhesive magnets on. My magnets haven't arrived yet, that's why that one isn't complete. And that's the large one. And then we've got the medium one here where I've employed a little bit of a magnet saving technique, and I've used an eyelet which is magnetic, and I've used one magnet, so that one closes like this. This one keeps itself closed because I've used a slightly different technique when I've been putting it together, and I really like the way they look. They're great, and you can keep all your little bits and bobs in there, all your little fiddly bits that you've got. And they look great like that. They look wonderful stacked. I love them like this. Okay, let's get on and see how they're made. So I'm going to construct one of the suitcases. I'm going to go for the large one. The other two suitcases are constructed in exactly the same way. And with each suitcase, let's show you this logically. With each suitcase, we've got two pieces that look pretty much the same, but aren't exactly the same. We've got the closure here. We've got two handles. I've cut everything out and I've folded these in half like that. And then we've got these three pieces here. Now you'll notice mine is a little bit off because I use my Cricut or my cry-cut machine to cut these out, and its registration is a little bit off, which is something that I often struggle with. So I'm going to have to work mine around that. I'm going to begin by cutting down, and I'm following the little lines that I can see here. So you're cutting opposite this tapered edge to make these little flaps here that are going to tuck in and fold and form your box. Mine's off because of this blooming Cricut machine nonsense that I've got going on. But I'm going to do my best, and I'm going to see if I can make this work. If I can, I'll feel very happy with myself. Oh, I've cut the wrong blooming one. Never mind. Cut opposite the tapered side, she said. I haven't done that with this one, but I can still make that work. Right, and now I'm going to do my scoring, and I am going to be scoring the centre of this pink line. There is a faint line for you to follow. The centre of this pink line, I think I'm full scoring that one. Yeah. Centre of this pink line here, the centre of this pink line here, then the centre of all of the blue lines, and this one, this piece is going to be our lid, or the part that opens, and you'll see that I haven't got a pink line on that one. On some of the others, on the little ones, I think I have put the lines on a couple of them, but I'll show you those as we get to them. And the same here. Oh, this pink line here, you'll see that I haven't got the faint line running through it. You might not see it on the video, but you'll see it on your copy when you come to print it out and make it. Don't score that one. Through that, and then you're going through the centre of all of these blue lines. It's a thick blue line, so just go through the centre of them, and when you have done that, we can begin to form this box shape. One of the box shapes has 4 little tabs on it, so we can treat this as a box. Fold all of your pieces inwards like this. I haven't done that one. I haven't done that one on purpose. Don't do that one. Just fold inwards on the blue on that last one. And the reason for that is we don't want a crease in there. And on here, all of these 4 little tabs, we can glue these 4 little tabs. What I could do is being a bit more accurate here. And I'll let these little tabs go tacky before I've put the box together. Now this one here hasn't got the pink line on it, so that's simple enough. We don't fold it. So we're folding along the blue there, and then we've got 2 folds here. This is the one where I went wrong with my tab, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. This one I got wrong. There we are. And again, you can glue your tabs. Yours will be correct, obviously. Not that it really matters, I just like to do the tabs so that they tuck into the long edge, because then it gives the long edge a little bit more support. So they're done. I can let those 2 go tacky and crack on with this one. And I've got 2 little tabs at the end here. I've overshot with my colour onto the tab just so that you get a nice finish at the corners, so you don't have any little white bits showing through on the corners. And then I'm going to just score down this long length as well, like this, and score those tabs. This one quite simply scores and folds in half. So that's that. Let's go, oh actually let's fold these up. So we're just folding these, and you'll see that I'm a little bit shorter on one than I am on the other. Don't really mind, folks, don't really mind about that. Now we can come and start to assemble this thing. So we've got 2 tabs on this one that we're going to fold up and stick and start to form this box shape, making sure that everything's sticking nicely at 90 degrees. And when we've got those 2 pieces stuck on, my glue isn't quite tacky enough by the looks of things, I'm going to go and I'll let that go for a minute. It can go tacky as I'm gluing here. I'm going to pop some glue on these 3 long edges, not on the 4th edge. There we are. Let that go tacky. I popped it on here like a ninny. I might as well pop some glue on these 3 edges as well. The one that we haven't creased, we'll leave that for now. There we go. And I can start constructing this into its box form. So I'll ask those little tabs to glue on here, bringing all my corners up to 90 degrees, including this one that we haven't creased. We still want to form a full box there with the 4 sides. And then when this glue here on these long edges has had a chance to go tacky, we'll come back and tackle that again. Let's get onto this one again. These tabs will now be tacky enough to fold up. And we're only gluing 3 sides down on this one. You'll see that there are no tabs there for us to glue. So I got completely distracted, and my pieces are probably way too dry now to work. Let's give it a go. So I'm going to form a box shape with 3 of these sides only, the 3 sides that we creased, leaving that one unfolded. Okay? I've just managed to do it. My glue is just taking. This one we're doing exactly the same thing to. Oh, incidentally, I don't think I've mentioned that all of these I've printed on 250 gram because that's my paper of choice always. And they're all single-sided. There are no double-sided prints here. So now we have the top and the bottom of our lovely box. And they're both looking the same. We've got one here and this one here. This one is the hinge there with these 3 sides, and we didn't have the tabs here to glue like we did with this one here. And this is going to be the back of the box. This is going to be the front of the box. And we're now going to glue these 2 pieces together. And so they will sit up like that. But before we do, my loves, we're going to employ these pieces here. Now, quite why I didn't glue these pieces together already, I don't know. Right, let's have a look. These pieces are to sit with this curved side here. Obviously I've got this annoying little piece of white on mine because I used my Cricut and it let me down. I think I've done something a bit wrong here as well. Let me have a look at what I've done. Oh no, this is grand, this is fine. This is fine. I can go ahead and I can glue these two sections together. I like this, you can let them go tacky if you want, but they seem to be holding up all right. So the two short sections with this little curved piece on, glue those together. Mine's a little bit messy because of this blooming Cricut issue that I've had, like I say. And when we've done that, I'm going to pop some glue. First of all, I'm going to check that this is the right length. It's perfect, guys, it's perfect. I'm going to get over here a little bit so I'm more in the centre of the camera. I'm a bit chaotic today and I think it shows, doesn't it? There we go. I'm going to leave that go a little bit tacky. I can speed up my tacky process by evening out that seam of glue there. And then these two pieces are going to sit, where are they going to sit? These are going to sit at the bottom, these curves, and the bottom has got this extended piece here. So they're going to go like this in there. This piece here is going at the top and we are sandwiching, I'll take those two pieces out for a minute, we are sandwiching this little tab here in between these two pieces. That is how that is going to go. But there's nothing to stop us, I don't think, putting a seam of glue on this top edge. Mine's not glued particularly beautifully because I got distracted and let my glue dry too much. This piece can then glue on here. Now I have already glued the inside of mine, haven't I? Which was a bit daft. But there we are. Then these two pieces pop. These two pieces pop inside there to make this sandwich. And that glues down then on top of that. And we'll do the same with this one. Bearing in mind our curved little edges here are against this edge that we haven't folded. Tuck you in there somehow. I'm going about this not the most sensible way, I feel sure of it. I could glue those in first, couldn't I? But we'll make it work. Oh, and I need to glue these pieces in as well. I need to glue these two edges. So a little bit of glue along these two edges here as well. And now all of this will glue beautifully. And even though I have been a little bit chaotic, it will all come together very, very perfectly in just a minute. And I can get a little bit of ink on those little annoying little white edges of mine. So there we go. That is our box. And then this piece here is going to glue down inside there like that. And then it's going to close just perfectly like that. So I can put glue on, let's put this entire bottom edge, it doesn't matter which edge we put the glue on. And I am going to let this glue go tacky, folks. I am. And I'm going to spread it about a bit to aid that process. There we go. Wonderful. Right, these are the handles. Now the handles have got two little lines for you to score where the semicircle becomes the actual kind of big semicircle, if that makes any sense at all. But you'll be able to see it on your pieces even if you can't see it on the video here, right now. So then we can glue our handles together, not gluing the little bits, the little circles, the little semicircles that we've just scored. Leave those alone. Don't know why I glued both sides there. Line those up nicely. I've already inked those up. Look at that. These little pieces then fold outwards like that, And we can let those dry. There, look at that, looking good. This hopefully has gone tacky now, so I can now glue. It would have made sense actually if I'd have done it the other way around, if I'd have glued that inside, but it doesn't matter, it's all the same. Doesn't matter which way around you do it. So you can glue those two pieces together like that, and there's your case complete. Look at that, looks like it's not even going to need a closure, but we'll give it one in a minute. Now then, we need to line our cases, don't we? And this is where this piece comes in. Again, another single-sided sheet. I'm using the large one here, so I need to trim these two pieces down. The two large pieces are going to be for the large suitcase. These two pieces are going to be for the middle-sized suitcase, and these two pieces are going to be for the small suitcase. So I'll go and cut those out. There we are, they're cut out. Just try those for size. You may need to just trim a whisker off them. I have just done that. I've made them it's perfect to size, but obviously by the time you've got your little folds of paper in and whatnot, it changes that. And I didn't want to make those calculations for you because different people use different paper weights and different paper thicknesses and so on. So make whatever little tiny adjustments you need to. Get some glue on those two pieces, and then these two pieces are going to glue. You've got one larger than the other. The large one is going to fit all over this bottom section, like this, to give you a really nice finish. And this piece here is going to fit up at the top. I hope it fits. It's a little long, I should have checked that again, but there we are, we've gone in, it's fine. You get it all glued down nicely. And there it is, guys, there is your box. Now this piece, obviously we haven't folded, so we need to encourage that piece to fold where our box, where our case, now it's a case, where that folds. And you can do that by just beginning to encourage that fold, like you've just seen me do there, like this. And then once you've got it started, you can go in with your nail and just reinforce that little crease there until you've got your beautiful, beautiful case there. Here's your closure. And your closure, I'm going to glue these two pieces together like this. There. The handles we can pop on now, which is always very exciting. A little bit of glue there. I've got some fluff on the end of my glue. Look at that. I'm racing through this project, absolutely racing. I can't wait to see one of these little cases complete. They've taken me ages to make. I've made all the artwork for the little flowers, etc. myself. I love folk art, so I've generated all of those by hand. Yeah, there we are, looking good, looking good. So we can close up our little suitcase like this. The handles are going to go in the middle, one on either side. Oh God, it's been a while in the making, this one. It really has. Many nights generating this folk artwork. Stick on. So to see it coming together finally is just really, really lovely. So there's my handles in place, and there is my first little suitcase. I need to let these dry, don't I, before I go fiddling about with the actual closure. So I'll do that. But isn't it looking so sweet? Oh, they're looking just as lovely as I wanted them to. Brilliant. Right, I'll let those dry. I'll come back and we'll tackle the closure. So I don't think my handles are quite dry, but I've had enough of waiting. So what I'm going to do with the closure here is pop these two pieces nice and flushly together. It's lovely how this section fits over these little pieces here. They're really worth putting in. They really do add an awful lot to it. And of course they give you a lot more stability as well. This is really quite rigid now. And it's up to you which side you want to call the front. I'm calling this side the front with the hinge on it with these little pieces, these little flaps here, because when it opens you've got this lovely big space there that opens towards you. If you want to do it the other way, you can absolutely do that. In fact, that would probably be the sensible way to do it, would it? No, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to stick with my way. I'm going to do it my way. Like Frank Sinatra. This piece here I've glued together. I'm popping this through, making sure everything's nice and flush. Lining that up in the middle, I can see that my flower ends here and my flower ends there. And I'm just going to give that a little fold so that when I take this out, I can make this fold here. I'm not going to go too rigid with it at first because I want to check that and see if it needs a little bit more. Yeah, it could do with being a little bit tighter really. But that's quite nice when you can see that little peekaboo, little bit of blue through there as well. No, let's go with that. Let's see. If you want yours a little bit tighter, you can do it a little bit tighter, and you can do it the other way around as well, of course. And these are two-sided, so we're going to lose this little bit, sadly. So I'll glue that, and I'll let this go tacky before I come and glue it on. Do you know what? I'm going to go against what I just said, and I'm going to open it up so that I've got the depth. This piece here is on the floor when I open the suitcase up, because I'm going to be using these cases for little bits and bobs, and that's where I want the depth. I want everything to stay in the case when I open the case. So that means that I'm going to glue. What does it mean, Emma? What does it mean? Sort yourself out. It means that I'm going to glue the fixed part of my closure onto the bit that's got this lip on it, like that. Now I could actually glue that down there, but I don't think I will. I like that to be able to flip out of the way a little bit. So I've glued that on. That then goes through here. They line up beautifully. And then this piece, which is folded a little bit too long, too short. I could do with that fold just a little bit more in towards the blue section that you can see there. And then I'm going to pop a self-adhesive magnet on here and on here, but I don't have those to hand at the moment because I'm waiting for a new batch to arrive. But that is it. That is our suitcase complete, and you can put all your bits and bobs in there. Do my scissors fit? Do they heck? Does my pen fit? Does it heck? What have I got? My little scissors. My lovely little scissors. If I pop those in there, close that up, that then becomes my lid. And then when I open up my suitcase, I've got my depth here, and that's what I wanted. So that is suitcase number 1 complete. I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the other 2 suitcases. Now I've already got those cut out. So let's go again. I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you again. There's just a couple of things I thought might be useful to point out, and that is these 2 pieces here. You've got, I hope that I haven't confused you in the first one. You've got 3 creases to make where you can see these 3 blue lines here, and they've got another very fine blue line going through the middle of them. That is the one that you keep uncreased. And you've got another one here. This is the lid because it's got the 4 tabs. It's actually, sorry, it's the base, because it's got the 4 tabs. The lid, as you can see, has got these 3 here. So cut your tabs like this. I've overspilled over the edge so you get some nice neat finishes on your corners. You haven't got any white bits showing through on your corners. And cut these little tabs opposite the slant on the tab, like this. I'm actually pretty pleased with the result, because you can see where it's gone off on the Cricut machine, but it's still working rather nicely. And then to the centre point there, like that. So we can go ahead and crease those 3 sides. Similarly wise, we can go ahead and crease and fold and glue those 3 sides, and then these 2 are the pieces that go over the top of one another. Doesn't matter which way round, really. I'm going to go this way round so that I lose that white edge there, like that. I hope that makes sense. I hope it does. Rewatch this if it doesn't. Look, look, look. Looks wonderful. Right, so I'm going to make the other two now. So this one I've finished, looks lovely, and I have glued the closure on to the other side. I haven't done it on the bit with the depth, I've done it to what's going to be the lid, and I'm liking that better, so that when I open it, my closure is up here and it isn't in the way like this one is here. So you could do it either way. I just wanted to show you both ways. They look great, they look really, really lovely. Let's put this one together. The glue's still wet on this one. But when they're kind of stacked up like this, they're looking really lovely together. Right, one more to go. So here we are. I've very nearly finished. I've made this small one and I wanted to show you that I've treated it a little bit differently. With these other two, I've given it the closure, which I'm going to just finish off in a minute. This one, I really like them without the closures, and they were sitting very nicely together and staying folded until I put this centre section in. So this one I've done a little bit differently. It's staying closed beautifully on its own. And what I've done here, when I've come to put this long section in the middle, I've just marked off where that needs to crease there, and I've creased that individually, folded it to reinforce that fold there, so that when I've stuck this in, it all fits together rather nicely and it stays there. So that's an option for you if you don't want to go with the closures. If you want to go with the closures, and you know I'm a magnet fan, and use your magnets, you might find these little suitcases are smaller than a lot of my makes, so I want to be a bit frugal with my magnets. Also, my new ones still haven't arrived, so I'm going to go with an eyelet, which I've discovered are magnetic. So that's great. I can use one magnet, I can use one eyelet, and make sure I'm going to get the right thing. I'm going to make a hole in this top piece. Might as well make it right through the centre of the flower, seeing as it's there. And then I'm going to set my eyelet in here, making sure I get my tool the right way around, otherwise it makes a mess. Set my eyelet nice and tight in the middle there. How's that gone? Not bad, not bad. I'll give that another squeeze. There, that feels better. And now I can pop my magnet on the back there. Bring these two pieces round, get them nice and close. I've got a slight discrepancy on this one. My side pieces are folded slightly wider than this piece. Like I say, I did it on my Cricut machine, which wasn't accurate. But given that I've had inaccuracies on my cuts, these suitcases have come together very, very well. And these inaccuracies show more on a small scale, so really I'm very pleased. And then I can just bring this round, pop it down, and let my magnet stick. There we are. And I've got, it's not the strongest because I'm using an eyelet rather than two magnets, but it's working. So that's another option for you. So there we go. I finished. I've got my three little suitcases. I haven't put the closure on that one yet. And my idea is that they stack in a boho kind of way, the way that you'd see in an ideal home magazine if you had these full-sized in your living room or something in a Kensington home. But these are little ones, obviously. Oh, that one goes that way up. And they are for all our little bits and bobs and our little bits of crafting ephemera. And they look really, really good. I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you make them. I hope you love them. I've enjoyed creating them from the initial artwork right through to these finished things. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.